Some perplexing problems have simple solutions. A problem perplexing U.S. producers and regulators is the status of condensate relative to the long-standing ban on exporting crude oil. The Department of Commerce office that licenses oil exports proposed a clarification in a December 30th move hailed in early press reports as an opening of gates to a flood of exports. That interpretation goes too far. What Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security did was publish guidelines, not intended to be categorical or exhaustive, it said, that it will use in determining whether least condensate has been processed enough to become a petroleum product eligible for export. Without such processing, least condensate is considered crude oil subject to the ban. Under current regulations, hydrocarbon liquids, including least condensate, become exportable products after having been, to use the regulatory language, processed through a crude oil distillation tower. Processes that use pressure reduction to separate vapors from liquid, or that use pressure changes at uniform temperature, don't qualify, according to the Bureau. So what processes qualify? Under the new guidelines, the answer seems to be those that look more like refining than stabilization. For example, a factor the Bureau said it will use in determining whether condensate is passed through a distillation tower will be whether the distillation process materially transforms the crude oil by using heat to induce evaporation and condensation into liquid streams that are chemically distinct from the crude oil input. The Bureau listed other factors, including whether the process uses towers, more complex than typical lease equipment, having, for example, significant internal structures such as trays or packing and differentiated output streams. This might represent less an opening of the export floodgate and more a clearer description than was available before about how the lock works. The guidelines address one problem, confusion, without solving it, while a larger problem, light oil supply exceeding nearby need, remains in place. The simple solution? Make tricky distinctions irrelevant by allowing the export of all liquid hydrocarbons. I'm Bob Tippie, editor of Oil and Gas Journal, and that's the editor's perspective that appeared first in text at www.ogj.com on January the 2nd, 2015.